Welcome to
Black Girls Say What?
I'm Monique.
I'm Azrae.
And I'm Rashida.
So what we're going to do now is get into a hypothetical question. Don't judge me, I'm about to read it off a card.
There you
Does
go.
an artist's personal life affect your ability to listen or support their music?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I cannot believe that you would say absolutely not.
And I'm going to tell you why.
I just want to say for the record, I'm an absolutely not too.
Okay, thank you. Yes. So here's the thing. I can easily separate the artist, his views from, in some cases, let me put it, there's a caveat in some cases. Like, I will never like, what is his name, John Mayer? Like, I just think looking at him, he's a douchebag. I know he makes really great music.
Hitler penis.
Yeah, and he like totally, does great music according to people who like him.
Right.
I have no interest in anything he sings, nothing. Doesn't matter. I'm never going to support him, right? Because I hate him.
Well, I just wholeheartedly disagree. I think Alicia Keys is the prime example. What I don't like about her is that she speaks about uplifting women, about being a good person, about love, about loving your neighbor, and she just basically took another woman's man.
Can you take another woman's man? Doesn't he just walk away?
It totally takes two to tango. I would totally agree with that. We should just give Swiss Beats as much flack as Alicia Keys did. I totally agree with that. But we're talking about the artist. We're not talking about Swiss Beats.
He's an artist too, but I hear you.
Yeah, no, I know, but no one cares about him. At least I don't.
All the Swiss Beats fans right now are up in arms.
I don't care about
I'm
talking about artists
he makes
that I
a lot
care
of
about.
beats for a lot of other artists. So
Okay.
He's a very prominent producer. For what
Right.
he
No,
does.
he is, but I really don't care about him. That's my point. Sorry.
Okay.
Alicia Keys, however, I did really feel like she had a message, and she was a very strong performer. And I'm just really disappointed that someone like her could be a part of something where she is wrecking a home. This woman was married to this man. They had just had a baby, and she didn't even realize that they were having.
I just want to say my 2 cents.
Please.
And I'm going to kind of go about it in a roundabout way. Please bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember when I first learned about the civil rights movement. I know this sounds very left, but I'm going to come around to it. And I really idolized a lot of the men that were involved in the civil rights movement.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
So I remember being so let down when I found out more about their personal lives and how they treat their wives and the cheating and their view on women. And I was really upset about it for a long while, and I started to hate some of those men that were involved in the civil rights movement.
Right.
But now that I'm older, I'm able to separate the two. I'm able to separate the goodness that they did with the civil rights movement and know that they are human, they are people, and they're going to fall.
They make mistakes.
And that's kind of how I feel about music. Within reason, obviously. There's some things that are just so deplorable that it would affect my ability to listen to your music.
Right.
And the other thing that I was going to say is, I think it becomes a slippery slope because we know about what Alicia Keys did. We don't really know the personal lives necessarily, even though more and more with Twitter and everything we have now, we do know more about the artist. But it's like, we're going to judge Alicia Keys because we know and it's out there. But I don't know what any of these artists are really doing in their personal lives. I don't know anything. And sometimes I don't want to know. I just want to enjoy your output, your artistic contribution to the world. That's really what I'm concerned with. I don't get concerned with who this, I'm a gossip hag, of course, but when it comes to the music, I love music so much. I just want to know if you have good music or not good music, and that's it. How does it make me feel? Okay, now we're going to move on to a way more fun topic.
Okay.
All three of us live in New York, and we have some amazing commuter stories to share with you. I think Azrae should go first, because I actually know this story. I think Rashida does too.
Yes.
Please tell the audience.
So, for those of you guys know, during the summertime, the air conditioning goes in the cars, but of course, where seats are sitting close together, you are in close quarters with other people. And you know that in the old school number 3 trains, there's always that 2-seater in the corner that's really meant for 2 very small people, or 1 larger person and a smaller person. But either you have to balance the weights in those 2 seats. So, I found myself sitting in a 2-seater by myself. So I was very comfortable and I was relaxed and just sipping on an iced coffee, looking through my Twitter feed. My life is great.
At Black Girls Say What.
Don't at Black Girls Say What. And while I was on the train, we got to Atlantic Avenue, and this is a very busy stop, and people will rush in to get seats. There was an older gentleman, must have been in, I would say, his 60s, wearing a mesh sleeveless tank top. No, he was Spanish.
Oh, because he could have been 80 if he was black.
He could have. He could have. But in this case, he was Spanish.
Gotcha.
He's a poppy. And he came and he stopped, looked at me, he was like letting me know non-verbally, I'm going to sit next to you. Just to let you know.
Did he smell?
I'm getting to that. Don't jump ahead. Don't jump ahead. So literally, he positioned himself, gave me the icon to say he was coming in.
It's going down.
And he came. He sat next to me, and it was the worst feeling. Because not because he was very slim, so he would have fit, but his arm was hot. It was like a sweaty arm on my sleeveless arm, and I was so grossed out. Like I literally repositioned myself so I could sit forward and he could sit back.
Yep.
And as soon as I got to the next stop, I got up and I moved. I was very comfortable in my personal two-seater, and I don't mind sharing. Don't get me wrong, I like sharing with others, but I need you to come into my environment like my environment. He was already cooled down, and air conditioning may would have been an issue. But since he came outside and he was sweaty, his sweaty arm on my arm was inappropriate, and I was very uncomfortable and very unhappy.
My theory is if you come near me on the train, my property value should never go down.
Right, exactly.
Never ever go down.
Agreed. And I really think you need to be respectful of others. Like, if you know you're hot, don't come put your sweaty arm on someone else, and I don't know you. And you are nasty.
Unless you're hot.
Man.
Unless you really are hot.
Yeah, and either way, it's not.
It might work for me.
You know what? It's no bueno.
No. How about that?
Yes.
Any stories for us, She?
For me, I'm just
I'm
really
just gonna say that wasn't the story.
It wasn't.
Yeah, you're editing them.
That wasn't the story.
That'll be the story.
That's not what I was talking about.
Okay, when we do the sex segment, we'll add to me the story about the sex segment.
Wait, so but we can't play off the sex a little bit. I just have an issue with all these young boys doing these performances on the train.
Oh,
yes.
I agree.
They are working home.
They could teach a lot of strippers some moves.
Right.
They have upper body strength like I have never seen.
So true.
Yes.
And they know some very strong gyration moves.
Oh,
and I'm just like,
a nice
do
body
you
move.
realize the kind of message you might be giving off to pedophiles? They are and they're working the pole.
I can't.
Like nobody's business.
Little Jodeci.
And it's just very disturbing.
I've seen that actually.
Yeah.
But I'm more mad at myself because I didn't even think of all that. I was just like, woo! Good job, boys!
No. Here's a question. Did you give them money? Did you donate to their basketball team?
Okay, can I just say, I normally don't have cash on me. I mean, they need to take debit cards on their iPhones. I mean,
They should.
what is wrong with you? Give me technology. I don't have no damn dollar.
Right, exactly. I agree.
I want to share with you my story, but okay, we cannot discuss it after because I have strong gag reflexes, and I really just don't want to discuss it after.
Okay.
It's probably not going to appear that bad to you guys, but let me just tell you, I hate mouth sounds.
Okay.
It's like the death of me. I cannot stand when people like or whatever they do. I just don't like anything dealing with the mouth. It just grosses me out.
She doesn't like it.
So I was sitting down comfortably, like Asbury was, before that man came and sat down next to her. Fine.
Yes.
This is not one of those stories.
Okay, good.
So I was just kind of looking around as I'm listening to probably Jesus.
Yes.
Anyway, my eyes land on this older woman. And when I say older, I mean really older. She's probably, 85, 90, whatever. So she's fishing in her mouth, with her pinky,
Her long nail.
Her long nail. Which is gross, but it's not the level of grossness I'm about to get to. So she's just like fishing, and she found something.
Ew!
So she goes like, I'm sorry. So she goes like this.
I do not have a strong gag reflex. I'm okay. Yes.
She goes like this, and she sees it, and then she eats it. That is disgusting.
Was it vegetables?
I said no.
I
said no. Oh God.
Was it lunch? Was it dinner?
I can't discuss
Was
it
it
anymore.
breakfast?
Oh my God. I hope I'm not red.
Disturbing.
I hope I'm not red.
That's so
And it stayed with me.
Oh my God.
For like weeks. I just kept waking up with the image.
Here's a question,
going to sleep
viewers.
with the image.
Do you not do that at home when you're at home by yourself and no one's watching?
I'm sorry, but if it's over a certain diameter, throw it out. Throw it out.
Over a certain diameter, it means you did. Well, then to me, that's really, and it's so funny. This is really.
She left her part of her meal.
It probably second dinner.
And she's coming back for it.
It's second dinner.
Yes.
That's what I call it. Second dinner.
Can we move on? Can we go to the show now?
We're so done.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I actually have to go throw up. Now that I have that image in my brain
I bet she was
again.
even juicier at that point.
Oh,
After
please,
salivating.
Lord, please help me just to say this.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Black Girls Say What. Please find us on Twitter at Black Girls Say What. It's actually BLK Girls Say What. And if you want to ask us anything, please use the hashtag Say What. I didn't do that right. Ladies, help me.
Say what?
And if you want to get advice from us, which we may use on a later date, use the hashtag Say Help. We did it like that on purpose. Thank you.
Bye.
Close it out, ladies.
What?
Switch it up. See you next week.